Hey everyone, this is Lynn Wilson. Welcome back to my channel. I'm glad you're here tonight, and I'm glad you're here to join me and spend some time with me. And I just thought I'd come on and kind of do a little recap. Maybe that's a good way to say it. A few weeks ago, actually now I guess it's a couple months ago, when I started this channel, I really felt encouraged and very driven to do this channel. I have a list a mile long of all the things I want to share with you. I'm so excited. And then, you get busy and a day or two in between, you kind of lose track of time, and then all of a sudden, we have this unusual situation in the entire world. Not just in the United States, not just in New Jersey, not just where we live. It's around the world, and it's very unsettling. And a lot of people feel hopeless and despair and frustration and anger and confusion. And I just wanted to let you know what? I get it. I totally get it. And I want to let you know that this channel will be here to serve you in a way that will be a faithful source of encouragement. It'll be a place that you can come and feel at home. It'll be a place that you can come and find some normalcy. I think that's one of the things everyone's struggling with, is what's normal. I don't know where you all are. We're in New Jersey and we have a curfew. At 8 p.m. we should be home until 5 a.m. Granted, if you're working and you're in a situation where you need to work past 8 p.m. and so on, that would be allowed. But for the most part, you need to be home. All the stores, all the restaurants, everything closes by 8 p.m. And all our youth group activities, all of church has been canceled. Just a lot of the normal things that we would do as a family have been canceled. So we are deciding to, even though we homeschool, we know what it is to homeschool. This is nothing new. We decided to kind of take on a challenge for ourselves, that since most of the public school kids are out for 2 weeks or indefinitely, we don't really know how long it's going to be, but we'll just say 2 weeks. And we're going to challenge ourselves to keep busy for 2 weeks, since we don't have youth group and we don't have regular church and we don't have our homeschool meetups and all that fun stuff. We're going to take on projects. So I made a list of projects. The closet that I've been dying to clean out, and we're changing all the sheets on the beds. Not that we don't normally do that, but you know what I mean. Spring cleaning and moving the beds and vacuuming behind them. So we're going room by room, and we're going to totally dissect the room. We're going to dust it, vacuum it, rearrange furniture, maybe paint that one table that I've been wanting to paint and I haven't had the time to do. All the time I complain, I have no time, I'm running all over the place, I can't get anything done. Well, now it's the time I can sit down and make use of that time. I think it also helps with mental health. When your hands are busy and your mind is busy, you don't have time to wander in areas that your mind should not be taking you. And I was working today and I felt so unsettled, and I was making my lunch and I had to go to a different area to find the microwave. And I was standing there, and 4 minutes is a long time when you're waiting for your lunch to warm up. And I thought, well, what do I do in these 4 minutes? I'm looking outside and looking at the trees and they're budding and thinking of spring. And then I thought, you know what? Let me just pray. So I just started praying. And I was just praying and telling the Lord that, I'm nervous and I'm feeling fear and I'm feeling frustration and I'm feeling confusion. And I know that that's not correct. I should not be feeling that way. But you know what the best thing was, is I felt that I actually verbally confessed that with my mouth. The Lord knows my heart. He knows what I'm thinking before I even tell Him. But He wants us to come to Him. He wants us to tell Him our frustrations. And, I kept hearing that song in my head, why worry when you can pray? And I even said that to the Lord. Why am I worrying? I can pray about this. And I just prayed for the Lord to send me what I call postcards, like little glimpses of hope of, here's a good thing and here's a good thing. And I have to admit, after that, I needed to keep my eyes open so I can say, oh, yeah, that was a good thing, or that was a word of encouragement. And I did see that throughout the day. I came home and I said to my husband, I'm not feeling bad, I'm not feeling down, I'm just feeling I don't even know how to spell that word, but you ever feel like that? And that's kind of where I'm at. So I thought I'd sit out here on my front porch and just share my heart with you that, you know what, we're in this together, and I'm going to be a source of encouragement. Like I said to you, I want to serve you well with bringing you that. And I'm going to bring you some normalcy. We're going to do videos on normal, everyday things. In the midst of this chaos and confusion, this too will pass, and this too will end. And whatever the normal life will return to, we're going to be doing normal things once again. But between now and then, let's find things that we can do. So I'm going to leave my front porch. I'm going to take you inside, and we're going to look at some of the things I've been working on. I have wanted to learn how to can. I've had a couple of friends show me how to do some canning. I've taken some online classes on how to do canning. I've been reading up on it for almost 2 years now. So I decided today is the day. Well, not today, the last couple of days, but this week is the week that I'm going to sit down and do some canning. So I canned chicken on the bone, boneless chicken, sausage, Italian sausage, and meatloaf mix, and corned beef. So I've started those. I have maybe a dozen jars ready to go. I need to can some carrots, and I need to can some potatoes. And I'm not so sure after that, maybe some soup. I've also made a double batch, maybe a triple batch of split pea and ham soup. I also made a big batch of chicken noodle soup. And the greatest thing was I canned the chicken on the bone, and one of the cans sealed, but if you know how to do canning, there's a certain sound to the top. It sealed right, but it just didn't seem right to me. And they come out bubbling, like super bubbling. I'll actually share a video at the end of this, a clip, so you can see it bubbling. And that's a good thing. It's supposed to do that. This wasn't bubbling. The jar was super hot. So long story short, I checked with a few friends of mine, and they said it could be a false seal. Most of them said, oh no, you'll be fine. But I decided, you know what, stick it in the fridge, and we'll work on it, maybe make chicken salad tomorrow. Well, I ended up making chicken noodle soup. I have to tell you, I peeled the chicken off the bone. It was all that, like a gelatin that was in the jar from the bone marrow from cooking. And when you pressurize chicken on the bone in a pressure cooker and you can it, I can't even tell you how delicious this soup is. And it's the kind of chicken soup, you know, when they say you don't feel good and have some chicken soup, this is the soup that'll just give it to you and make you feel better. So I'm going to show you the jars that I've canned. I'm also working on dehydrating. I got 2 really nice bags of spinach, and I didn't need to use it right now. I love dehydrating spinach. I put that in meatloaf. I put that in soup. You could throw it in anything. So I'm working on that, so I'll show you that. I have another video that just went up tonight, which I can link below. I dehydrated 1 big bag of grapes, but it was a big bag. And I made some raisins, so I have a nice jar of raisins for when I make raisin bread or put it on the oatmeal or anything you want to do with them. And I'm going to be canning. I told you the canning. I'm going to be doing potatoes and carrots. Oh, the other thing I'm going to dehydrate is I have some tomatoes I need to use up. So I'm going to do that. So I did also do some dehydrating grapes into raisins. So I'll link that video below. That just went up tonight. So I had a nice big batch of grapes that I got from Lidl's, and I dehydrated those, made some nice raisins, delicious. You won't even eat them out of the box anymore, so I'll have those for recipes up and coming. So tonight I'm working, like I said, on my spinach dehydrating. I'm going to work on some tomatoes, and you know what the other thing we're going to do? We are going to put up our Christmas tree. Yes, this is March, and we're putting up our tree. I've seen all over Facebook, people are putting up their Christmas lights on the outside of their house just so that their neighbors can look out and see life and see light at night. I hear people are putting up their trees again. I don't know exactly how they're decorating them, but I'll tell you what, when we get inside, I'm going to fill you in. It's getting a little chilly out here, so I'm going to go inside and I'm going to show you my canning, some of my dehydrating, and I'll talk about my tree. So come on inside with me. Okay guys, so here we are at my canning station right now. How do you like my sign? Fueled by Jesus and coffee. So here's my smart canner that I'm using. But I have here, this would be some, let's see which one this is. This is extra ham I had left over from split pea soup. I didn't need all the ham, so I have 2 jars of that. I have, this is some corned beef, and here is some Italian sausage, as you can see. Some more Italian sausage. I've got more corned beef here. This is what they call ugly chicken. It's silly, but that's what it is. And now see that liquid in there? All I did was put in boneless chicken breast, cut them up into chunks, put them in there. It makes its own liquid. So they call it ugly chicken because it just doesn't look beautiful, I guess. But you can make quesadillas with it, use it in chicken soup, chicken salad, chicken pot pie, anything you want, any kind of chicken recipe. And then I have some corned beef in here. I've got, let's see, corned beef. I have more corned beef. I have more corned beef. Actually, now that I think about that, no, this isn't ham. This is actually meatloaf mix that I have in here. So I have that, and then I've got, this is chicken on the bone in here. And this is chicken thighs that I had. So I have that. And I've got more chicken thighs here. This is the one that I said, not this particular jar, but this type of chicken that I made, and it didn't seal properly. So let me see if I can get you to, you can hear that, the different sounds. And it had more of a clunk, and so I was a little hesitant, so I didn't do it. I ended up using it for soup. So I've got more chicken thigh and more corned beef. So there you go. There is a good look of what I have. And let me show you the soups that I made as well. Okay, so we're at my refrigerator. Just what you always wanted to see, I'm sure. So right here I have some split pea soup, and I made this one. I think I made 3 large like that and about 6 small, and I've been sharing them with some of my colleagues at work. And then I have my chicken noodle soup here, chicken noodle soup there. I actually just used spaghetti and just broke it up into small pieces to make it for the noodles, and man, that is oh so good. So let me show you some dehydration now. Okay, so here is my spinach. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trays. This is my larger dehydrator. I just put this in. So look how delicious that looks, green spinach, oh so yummy. So this is 1 bag. This whole thing is 1 bag. And all the trays are completely full. And that will fill a jar that about this size of spinach, and maybe not even, it'll probably be about 3/4 full when it's all said and done. Let me get the lid back on there. And that will fill that jar. But again, I can use that in meatloaf, I can use it in soup, in any kind of recipe. You could put it in meatballs if you wanted to. No one's even gonna know. You can crumble it up so thin that you'd never know the difference. And then here is the jar of raisins that I made. So that was a huge bag of grapes that I cooked down and dehydrated into 1 jar to make 1 jar of raisins. So I'll link that video below. And let me show you what else I'm working on. So I hope you enjoyed that. I have my raisins, I have my spinach going. When my spinach is done, I have a 2nd bag of spinach to do, some tomatoes I have to dehydrate. Got to see some of the canning. I'll show you the potatoes and the carrots when I get done with that. I might be making cabbage soup, I'm not so sure. I might can that. Got a couple other things I'm kind of toying with what I might can. And then the next project we're going to be working on is we have to finish my son's bedroom, deep cleaning. If you have a boy, you know what I mean. It gets a little ooh. So we got to go and finish cleaning his room, deep cleaning. I put the air purifier in there. We've hung all his blankets and pillows and all that outside on Today's Wednesday, so we put them out on Monday. It was really crisp and cold. We left them out all day. Cold kills germs, freshens things up. We left them out all day, got that, fresh sheets on the bed. Now we're in the process of moving furniture and, vacuuming behind things and finding the candy wrappers and all those good, wonderful things. So we're going to clean his room, and then after that, my husband, who's behind the camera and is going to nod yes, right, honey? Yes, he's smiling. We're going to pull up our Christmas tree, and here's what we're going to do. You ready? I'll have to show you this when we're done. But I was inspired. I love Christmas. That's one thing you'll learn about me. I love Christmas music 12 months a year. I love everything about Christmas. It's not just Christmas. I love the holidays. The fall, the pumpkins, the smell of the crisp air, pumpkin pie, going pumpkin and apple picking, harvest time, being with your neighbors and friends and doing things. Today, as a matter of fact, I made pumpkin bread, pumpkin muffins, and I brought it into work for everyone at work. And then you go into Thanksgiving season, and then you go into the Christmas season, and everybody's more festive and everybody's more happy, and there's more joy around. And yeah, you hear all those crazy stories of people, jumping the line at Walmart to get the latest and greatest toy. But put that aside, most people will find that time of the year like a really special, kind of just a comforting, kind of time of the year. And I like that feeling all the time. So for me to put up my tree now is no big deal. But we're not going to put Christmas ornaments on it. We're going to put some lights, and we're going to set our tree up, and we're going to call it a blessing tree. And we are going to put things on our tree that we find that bring us joy. So if there's a picture, I told my son, if there's a picture in a magazine of something that maybe a vacation that we want to plan for, we're going to cut that out and hang it up because that brings us joy. We were gifted a van, and I'll link that video below, and it was one of those times you just don't know how to say thank you, but we were gifted a van. We're going to take a picture of our van and we're going to hang that on the tree. We're going to write down notes of maybe something someone did for us that was encouraging, or we heard something that was encouraging, or there's a Bible verse that means a lot to us for the day. We're going to just write these things down. We're going to take pictures. We're going to hang them on the tree so that, you get those moments like I had today where you just feel like, I can look to the tree and I can say, remind me of all the blessings that I have. It might be something as simple as, I came home to a beautiful family. I got to see my two oldest kids yesterday. We ran into them. We were coming out of the grocery store. They were going into the same one. My daughter-in-law just hugged me like there was no tomorrow. Like, thanks, Mom, for being here. And then I got to chat with my son and my oldest son, and that's a blessing. And you need to remind yourself of these things and keep your eyes wide open. If you pray for the Lord to send you a blessing or a confirmation or a postcard of hope, keep your eyes open, because otherwise he's going to be saying, hello, you asked me for this, I sent it to you, you're not paying attention. Just like we would with our kids. You just asked me this, I'm showing it to you, you're not even listening to me. We'd yell at our kids for that. But, the Lord does the same thing to us. He sends us what we ask for, and then we don't pay attention. And if you do pay attention, don't forget to say thank you. Lord, thank you for that blessing. Lord, thank you for that item. Lord, thank you for that message of hope. Lord, thank you for that encouragement. Lord, thank you for that friend. Lord, thank you for that phone call. Thank you for that text message. Whatever it is, be thankful for it. So, next thing we'll do is we'll get that tree up. We'll start putting things on it one by one. I don't even know what that tree is going to end up looking like. Who knows? It's going to be interesting. We're going to call it the blessing tree. And while this whole virus is going around and life is unsettled, we're going to put that tree up as a reminder that we are standing firm in the hope and the faith that we know. And I just need to live each day to the fullest. I'm only promised today. And I need to keep my chin up, and I need to be an encouragement to all of you that are coming to me and saying, she promised me encouragement, and that's what I want to do for you. So thanks for stopping by my house. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment below so we can chit chat, and I'll catch you on the next video.